Hello, everybody, and welcome to JWB's Property of the Week. My name is Greg Cohen, and if you're interested in rental property investing, specifically in the Jacksonville, Florida real estate market, you are in the right place. I break down a turnkey rental property that's available through JWB every single week, and I'm happy to bring it to you. This actually is not the first time that I've revealed this property of the week. I actually do it on our show, which is the Not Your Average Investor show. And that show airs every Thursday at 12:30 Eastern. So if you'd like to be the first to know about the property of the week and to join me live so you can ask questions and be around other investors and learn from the group, I would certainly encourage you to join us. You can register at jwbshow.com. Join us Thursday at 12:30 Eastern, and you'll see the property of the week live first. And thank you to all of you who are joining live on our group. I appreciate all of you being with me. I've got my phone here. And so if you have any questions about the show or about the property of the week, go ahead and fire those in. I'll do my best to answer them either live or I will jump right in afterwards and get those questions answered for you. So why do we do the property of the week? Well, number one, this is a property that's currently available. So this may be one that you may want to add to your portfolio. And I'm going to break down why I love it for you. But if you are not at that point yet where you can make that decision, maybe resources aren't there for you yet, maybe experience isn't there for you yet, maybe you just haven't identified exactly how to buy your first rental property, well, this is going to be a great trial run for you. We're going to break it down together, and this is going to be a great learning opportunity. So without further ado, I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to jump right into the property of the week this week, which is 1011 Westbrook Circle, Jacksonville, Florida, 32209. This is the property of the week in one of our main cash flow neighborhoods here in Jacksonville. We operate in 4 neighborhoods in Jacksonville. In fact, why don't I just show you the map since I'm talking about it now? Here is our map of Jacksonville. This is the Atlantic Ocean. This is the St. Johns River. This is downtown Jacksonville right here. And all of these blue markers here are all of the properties that JWB has bought, either built or renovated, and continues to do the property management for you, our clients out there. So the reason this matters for you is that the properties that I bring you are going to be in the same exact neighborhoods with the same pricing, with the same rents. And the reason that we're able to be successful for clients, and clients are able to be successful even though they live all across the country while investing here in Jacksonville, is because consistency. We do the same thing over and over and over again. Sometimes I get questions on the show about how do you know what rent rate you're going to be able to charge? Well, maps like this hopefully show you how we're able to do that. So this is one of our neighborhoods up here called the North Side. You can see a ton of homes here. There's over 3,600 homes that we manage, and that's all of those blue dots. This is called the West Side of Jacksonville. This is the South Side of Jacksonville, and this is Arlington. And so this, what is that, green dot? I don't know, I'm colorblind, but that, I think it's green or yellow marker right there. That is the home on Westbrook Circle, as you can see there. So as you can see, it's a neighborhood that we have extensive experience in. And when it comes to renting homes in that area, well, I'm going to share a couple of things on this property that you're going to really like. But you can see it's not a mystery. We have this rent rate, this rent rate, this rent rate, this rent rate. These are all homes that we're actively managing right now. And that consistency really matters if you're investing in turnkey rental properties, especially if you are not local, especially if you're in California, New York, Virginia, some of those higher price markets where a lot of our clients live. You want to be investing with somebody who has this type of experience, is boots on the ground with a tremendous amount of experience like we are here. So let's get back to this home on 1011 Westbrook Circle. Well, when we're looking at a rental property investment, the first thing I always want you to look at is the potential return on investment here. So as you can see here, we've got our estimated conventional financing, total monthly cash flow of $180, and our estimated conventional financing total return on investment of 10.31%. Well, let's talk about what that $180 means. That's the monthly cash flow you're going to receive on a normal month, meaning A month where the rents come in and you've got your normal expenses. Those normal expenses would be your principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payments, and also your monthly management fees. All right, that's the normal month. That's the vast majority of the month that you'll experience as the owner of this rental property if you invest with JWB. Now, the 10.31% takes into account all of the potential good things and all of the potential bad things with a rental property. With one exception. It does not include home price appreciation. So I'm talking about things regarding mainly the cash flows and those types of profit centers. So what do I mean specifically though? 10.31%, the way you get that is you look at what your net rental income is. We're going to take what a normal month is. We're also going to talk about the things that don't happen every single month, like maintenance costs and vacancy costs. Those are going to be calculated there. It's also including a full month of tenant placement fee cost, the full burden. Watch out there because many turnkey rental property companies do not include the full burden of the tenant placement fee, but we do. It's also going to include other tax savings that you're getting. So this is a positive, and it's also going to include principal pay down, which is a positive. So you take all of that and you divide that by your initial investment, which does include your closing costs as well. And that's how you get to that 10.3% return on investment. I mentioned it does not include any home price appreciation. If you look down here, the home price appreciation rate currently is 0% on this evaluation. That is not what's happening in Jacksonville. Jacksonville is known as a growth market. Our historically accurate home price appreciation rate is 4.3% per year on average since 1991. And you can get that data from the Federal Housing Finance Agency's website. The reason that I put 0% here is because I want you to make decisions based on the cash flows first, because I have a high degree of control of that in the short run. And if you are willing to invest for a full market cycle like I do, and that like I advise our clients to do, that's when you can start to evaluate home price appreciation into your returns on investment. You have to evaluate it, assuming that you're in for a full market cycle, because that's what real estate does. It's a cycle. It comes back to the norm. And so if you know that Jacksonville is appreciated at a 4.3% rate on average since 1991, over the next 10 to 20 years, what history would tell us is that it's very likely will appreciate at a similar rate to that on average over that entire cycle. So if you're the investor who's like-minded with me, and you planning on holding on to your rental properties for a very long time, like I have and like I do, for a full market cycle or longer, then you can go ahead and put appreciation in here. And if I put 4.3% appreciation in here, I just want you to see the full picture of potential profit center here. 4.3% appreciation when you use conventional financing skyrockets your return on investment. That's how we get to over 26 or right around 26% return on investment, including home price appreciation. So if I'm looking at the numbers on the property, it's a $123,000 property. This is really low priced. I mean, it is really rare in this environment right now to find turnkey rental properties just out there, as many of you are aware. It's hard to find ones that have low prices like this. What this allows you to do is to get in for a lower down payment. You could be into this property for under $35,000 for a down payment. So $123,000 for a purchase price is very attractive. 3 beds, 1 bath, estimated rent range between $850 and $900. And the estimated, or excuse me, the rent amount on the evaluation is $875. Now I want to talk a little bit about this rent. Now, the backdrop of this is for many turnkey rental property companies out there, they're in such a mode of basically showing you the absolute best they can possibly perform on a rental property to get you to buy the property. That's the reality. Most companies out there, if I even go beyond turnkey rental property companies, always show you the best possible thing that they can do. And, and they feel like they need that so that you'll buy their product or service. We operate JWB differently. One of our core values is to underpromise and overdeliver. And this rent rate here is one example of this. Now, this home is already occupied. We bought this property with a resident already in place, and the resident has already signed a 2-year lease. Now, we looked at the lease when we bought this property, and it is actually rented for higher than $875 here today. The lease is actually currently at $925. There's a resident who just rented this home and is paying $925. But my job and my team's job is to underpromise and overdeliver for the client who purchases this home. We know enough about this area, and we believe that the market rent on this home is really somewhere between $850 and $900. And so on this evaluation, we're putting the rent rate there at $875. What that is doing is keeping our return on investment actually lower than what we could represent. And I just think that's important to show, because if you are investing in rental properties, as I go back to the property valuation here, the thing that has held most people back from investing in rental properties is not the return potential. It's that many things have been overpromised and underdelivered, not just from a return perspective, but from a service perspective, from a client experience perspective. And we operate differently. I think that's the reason why people like to come to JWB. So the rent that we are estimating here is $875. Again, because over the long haul, I want to show up and I want to beat this 10.3% return for you. It would be very easily for me to put $925 here in the evaluation and show you this return at 11.65%, but that's not how we operate. Under promise and over deliver is what we believe in. So as I mentioned, this is a 2-year lease. The resident is in place through 2022. $1,180 in property taxes, $826 bucks a year for property insurance, $0 for HOAs, and you've got your standard management fees, which are calculated at 10% of the gross rents that are collected. The home was built in 1948, very common for that area, and 968 square feet for the home. One additional reason why I absolutely love this home, for anybody who's considering it, is that this home comes with a $4,800 credit that JWB is giving the buyer at closing. And this is going to go towards maintenance costs and through your first property turn. And the reason that we are doing this is because this home is already rented. It's in great shape. As I mentioned, the resident just signed a long-term lease, but we purchased it from another real estate professional, another company here in town that we have a great relationship with. And we also go in and we inspect that home. And what we determine is that while it is in great shape, there are still things that are missing from what our JWB standard would be for the quality of the renovation, to make sure that you do not have high maintenance costs, to make sure that we can lower your maintenance and your vacancy costs for the long haul. And so we did an estimate. We determined that there's $4,800 worth of stuff that we would have done if we bought the home unoccupied and then renovated it and then put it back in front of a client like yourself to purchase. So for us, we're going to, instead of asking that resident to disrupt their lives and go and do that right now, we're going to keep that resident there. They're very happy, but we're going to give that credit of $4,800 to the buyer that purchases this home. This is something that we do, I won't say often, but it happens from time to time. And it's a great way to make a very positive situation for the resident who's very happy there. They just signed a lease, as I mentioned, and they're there until the end of 22 at the minimum. And it's a great thing for you as a client, because this is going to mitigate your risks of maintenance and vacancy costs. You've got this $4,800 credit that can and will be used for you on potential maintenance or property turn items that would come up. So as I mentioned, this is one that I absolutely believe would be a great investment for you. It is currently available. If you would like to add it to your portfolio, I'd encourage you to reach out to your JWB portfolio manager if you are a current client. If you're not a current client yet, reach out to my team and we'll walk you through the process, and hopefully you can become one and possibly purchase this home as your first rental property. To do that, just go to chatwithjwb.com and sign up for a time to speak with my team. I'm going to check out the comments here, guys, and let's see what we've got here. Oh, man. Looks like the map is not showing. Oh, man. Looks like I messed that one up. Sorry there, guys. Looks like I think I've done that two weeks in a row. So there we go. I got to work on my AV skills here. But I appreciate you guys watching here. We've got Lee, Bill Oxley. Looks like Marianne is a new name, and she's watching as well. Appreciate all of you guys being here on the call, and have a wonderful weekend. Take care, everybody.